When I think of Duane Parks, I just think of a board member that truly cares about the employees of the cooperative and our members. I feel like Duane has always reached out to our employees. I know I've actually had surgeries, hip replaced, and he called and checked on me, and just the kind of genuine person. And I've also thought just a very nice family in the community. He and Naomi coming to the Christmas party for our employees was always wonderful. And their one daughter taught at the high school where both my boys went. Just they loved her as a teacher. Just a genuine good person, and he will be missed here at Guernsey-Muskingum. Just really thank him for his service to our members and our employees here at Guernsey.
Duane, I wanted to take a moment just to first thank you for 57 years of being committed to this cooperative as a director. Thinking back in my time, I've only been with you 13 of those years, the most recent 13, but we've kind of been going through things, looking at some history and stuff, and just seeing how things have changed over time. I can't imagine the differences you've seen in your whole career. So thank you for being on the board for all that time, concern for your community, concern for the cooperative, and I think done a great job. I've always appreciated you bringing perspective of that time, how things have been over time, and then also always having concern not only for the members but what's good for the safety of our employees. You always bring that up as we try to make decisions that are good for the cooperative. So thank you for all your years, and I sure hope you enjoy retirement out on the farm, a little more time out there to tend to things. I'm sure you'll enjoy that. Thank you.
Our family moved down here. We moved to Sunflower Drive. Before it was called Sunflower Drive. In 1970, and Duane to meet the Parkses as our neighbors, only to find out Duane was our director for all of those years for me and my family, and to this day remains my director. What I learned was Duane has been an awesome neighbor, friend of the family, and a great board director for Guernsey-Muskingum Electric. Congratulations, Duane. We'll be watching the farm as we drive back and forth on Sunflower Drive.
Let's take a look back to the year 1969. Duane Parks was 27 years old, a full-time farmer on his farm in Muskingum County, and he was out in the field with almost 2,000 head of lambs all around him. He was right in the center of them. He looked up to the road and saw a car had stopped. A couple men got out, all dressed up, and were heading toward him. When they got to Duane, they explained that they were two board members from the Guernsey-Muskingum board, and that they have a vacant seat on the board, and they wondered if he would be interested in becoming a board member, and it would be a 3-year term. Well, Duane makes decisions pretty quickly, and he had always had a lot of respect for the Guernsey-Muskingum board and for that business, and he thought, well, that might be interesting. So he said, sure, I'd be happy to be a board member for 1 3-year term. Now the rest is history. Today, Duane is completing not 1 3-year term, but 19 3-year terms. During this time, Duane has amassed a lot of numbers. And I thought I'll just jot those numbers down and share them with you. I found them to be kind of interesting. The first one is, Duane has now attended 684 all-day board meetings, 1 a month for the last 57 years. Add to that another 114 board meetings that were special meetings, most of them all day, some half day. If you put those two numbers together, my paper says that he's attended 798 board meetings, almost 800 during his tenure on the Guernsey-Muskingum board. Now, he's also come to all the annual meetings and worked all day, which was another 57 all-day meetings. Duane usually made a presentation for the members, and he also worked around in any of the workstations that were set up.
Hi, Duane. Brian Hill here. I want to congratulate you on 57 years of service to the members of Guernsey-Muskingum Electric. That is an unparalleled time where you always showed your true colors of being a man of integrity, morals, and very high character. Thank you for your friendship, your mentorship that you give to me, for always having my back and other employees back at the Cooperative. I want to wish you well. Enjoy your time with your family, your friends, your farm, and know that you will always have a friend in me. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. Enjoy your time. If we ever get a chance to fly together again, I pick the aisle seat this time. You get the window seat. Happy retirement, Duane.
Well, Duane, I first met you when I started working for the board 6 or 7 years ago. I will believe you will always be remembered as a strong constant for the leadership of the Cooperative. You're a strong family and community man and should be proud of your commitment to both. I wish you well in your retirement from the board, Duane. Your leadership has been much appreciated and will be greatly missed. Congratulations on your retirement.
Hi, Duane. Well, I can't remember never not knowing you. You know, you were one of the big guys when I was little, but you were a good-looking big guy. You had a really nice smile. You showed those pearly whites of yours, and now you kind of frown. But you've always been a great guy. I love you. I'll miss you. But I'm not going to stay 57 years. I'm close, but I'm not going to. I love you, Duane. You have a good retirement. Enjoy your life.
Hey, Duane, just want to congratulate you on the retirement, and I thank you for all your words of wisdom inside the office, and really appreciate working with you outside the office with right-of-way and new line construction. But I just thankful you were one of the board members, and appreciate your dedication and your efforts towards making this place better. Thanks, Duane.
Hello, my name is Mike McBride. In years gone by, I was employed by Guernsey-Muskingum Electric Cooperative, first as a staff assistant and then as general manager. In 1969, my first visit to Guernsey-Muskingum was at the invitation of General Manager Lyle McCormick. The purpose of that visit was for me to become acquainted with the management structure and operational procedures of the cooperative. During that visit, I met a very young and very handsome young man who had just been appointed to the Cooperative's Board of Trustees. His name, Duane Parks. As it turns out, Duane continued to serve as trustee for the Cooperative. As it turns out, Duane has continued to serve as trustee for the Cooperative for the next 57 years, a record almost unheard of in today's world. During those 57 years, Duane has remained steadfast in upholding the principles of the Cooperative. He has been a shining example of how people can work together through cooperatives to accomplish difficult tasks together. Duane has determined it's time for a change. He is determined not to be a candidate for re-election this year. I say to you, Duane, thank you for your service. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
One thing that I want to thank Duane for is his consistency in the boardroom and his focus on what's always best for the member and for the employee. And I really appreciate that about Duane. From my perspective, Duane's been a source of stability and support and leadership, and I'm personally grateful for his support when I came into the role of CEO. On behalf of our employees and our membership, I want to thank Duane for all of his years of service and everything he's done for our cooperative, and I wish him the best in retirement.
Hey, Duane, thanks for your service and happy retirement. Hi, Duane. I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciated your mentorship here at Guernsey and on the board. I know you were a big part of the reason that I actually reached out to try to go to be a board member, and I know you were very supportive in that and encouraging some of the younger folks to be involved with our local community. And I just hope you enjoy your retirement. You've bring memories, although I don't have as many as some of the other folks. I just like to remember you passing cookies out even, and how much you enjoyed that at the annual meetings and just getting to visit with all the neighbors. I wish you the best. I wish your family the best. I'm sure they're going to enjoy having you around and on the farm and the animals and just all the best in the years ahead to you and your family. Thank you so much, Duane.
Duane, it was always good talking to you when you came in on board days, and it was great seeing you, and I hope you have a wonderful retirement.
I met Duane in 2009. They had a member search committee for a director spot that was supposed to be filled by retiring director Bob Clark. So I was one of 3 chosen, and Duane came up to me and made me feel like I was his choice. I'm sure he did it to all the other candidates as well, but really made me feel at home and wanted to know if I had any questions about being a director. And I thought that was very welcoming of him. Really enjoyed that evening. Duane's impact on the rest of the directors is members first. What would the member think? We shouldn't look any better than the member. He wasn't a fan of wearing a suit. He thought he should look like the member, the common man. I really respect him for instilling that in me and the other directors, that we were no better than the members and we were there for the members. I don't know a man who knows so many people. No matter which district we are talking about, Duane knows that person or a relative of that person. He has great connections to the community. I hope in the future that Duane gets to continue watching his business grow. He's got a great family business, farm. He's so proud of his family. I hope he gets to continue to watch that grow. And back to the other one, thank him for instilling the member first thing. Duane is a family man, a businessman, a John Deere man. So how could you find anybody better than that? Duane, I hope you the best, and thank you for your service. And along the lines of his service there, 57 years, 146 employees, 19 different directors, and over 14,000 members that he's worked with over the years. Thank you, Duane.
Hi, Duane. I want to thank you for your years of service with Guernsey-Muskingum. And just a little side note on Duane, he's very compassionate and a very nice person. I can say when my mom passed, he came to calling hours, and that meant a lot to me as him being a board member and me being an employee here at Guernsey-Muskingum. So thank you and enjoy your time. It's well deserved. Thank you.
Duane, I can't imagine all the things you've seen in your career, but I think back about when you put your name in the hat and you started your life of service. The co-op was barely 30 years old, and most of the members, if not all of them, can probably remember when they got electricity for the first time. And the change that you've seen in the building and the rebuilding and the way you're leaving the cooperative on such a firm footing for the future, we really appreciate everything you've done for us. So thank you very much, Duane.
Thank you for your service, Duane, and have a wonderful retirement.
I've known Duane since 1980 when I first come to work for the co-op. And in that time, we've probably been in over 300 board meetings together. And I've always known you to be a champion of the little guy, the person at the end of the line that pays the bills. And always you were supportive of whatever was good for the co-op and good for the member. So I'm coming to you from the great state of Florida, the free state of Florida, and I have to tell you, I haven't found a damn thing here that's free except the sunshine and the beach. But on my way down, I found a lot of cattle farms, and I know you're a big cattle rancher. I was just surprised to see him in Florida, not by the beach, but inland. So anyhow, as you retire and relax a little bit, if you ever want to take your herd south, just think of Florida. Sit back, relax, my friend, and congratulations on a job well done.
Hi, Duane. Thank you for your years of service here at Guernsey-Muskingum Electric, and I hope you enjoy your retirement.
Duane, I just want to thank you for your service to the membership and to the cooperative. You deserve retirement, and I'm happy that you're pulling the trigger on that, and I hope you really enjoy it. So thank you.
Hey, Duane. Thanks for all your years of service for Guernsey-Muskingum Electric, and enjoy your retirement.
Well, this is my thoughts and wishing Duane goodbye from the board. I can't remember a time when I did not know Duane Parks years before I came onto the board. Duane farms for a living, as do I, and our paths have crossed many, many years. Duane has always been a mentor to me and a friend on the board, in agriculture and in life. And it's been a real joy to be a part of that journey with Duane. When I think of Duane in terms of time on the board of Guernsey-Muskingum, Duane never made a decision that wasn't for the best interest of the co-op, the members, the employees, the business. What was best for Duane was never part of the equation. And I hope that we can continue that with the example you left us. I can't walk past a deli and see Ritburger Spice Loaf or see a can of Mountain Dew that I don't think about Duane, because I think that was the two major food groups. And I can't say that he hasn't poisoned me to where that's one of mine too. Duane has one of the things that I really admire Duane for is speaking his opinion. If it was different than the rest of the opinions, it didn't bother Duane a bit to say, I don't agree with that. And I think he's to be commended on that. As the saying goes, he could disagree without being disagreeable. And I've always respected that with Duane. There's so many things that I can think of with Duane. I hope that your retirement is your time away from the board. You will never retire. I know you too well for that. I hope that the stress of everyday life doesn't take all the enjoyment out of your day. When one of the things that I picked up from Duane years ago, when somebody asks me what I'm going to do today, I tell them it's what Duane Parks taught me years ago. I'm going to go outside, put my hand to my ear, listen, and see what's screaming the loudest, and that's where I'll go. So Duane, many thanks for your service, many thanks for your friendship. The biggest thing that I can say to you is just one word: thank you.
Hi, Duane. Thank you for all of your years of service at Guernsey-Muskingum Electric, and I hope you have a great retirement. You deserve it.
Hey, Duane, thanks for all your service on the board, and enjoy retirement.
Hi, Duane. It's truly been a pleasure to meet you and work with you on the board these past 3 years. I've mentioned before you remind me of my dad, and so it's also been a pleasure to talk farm with you. I wish you only the best in your retirement.
I first met Duane when he was driving his old cab-over Ford farm truck, and that always struck me as odd that he'd have something like that. So, Duane, I wish you well on your retirement and good luck.
I've known Duane my whole life. We're neighbors and we both enjoy farming and we really enjoy our cattle. I know what kind of man Duane is. I knew he'd make good decisions for the cooperative. As a lineman for Guernsey-Muskingum, I knew that we could approach Duane and talk to him about our work. And when we would have a meeting in the basement and Duane would be there for a breakfast or whatever, the lineman, you almost had to get in line to go talk to Duane. He had a big smile on his face and all the guys really enjoyed talking to Duane. He's just that kind of person. Duane's an honest, hardworking family man, and I consider him my friend. GM Guernsey-Muskingum, they were very lucky to have him. Congratulations on 57 years of work for the co-op and your service to the co-op. Thank you so much, Duane. I hope you enjoy your retirement and get to farming full-time now.
Okay, Duane, they say 57 years of committed service. I think those words don't even explain what 57 years of committed service would be. 25 years, 30 years maybe, but not 57. 57, that's something else. You treat everybody equal. I'm glad to be part of the organization that you've been a part of for 57 years. So thank you very much, Duane. I do appreciate it. So do the members.
Well, congratulations, Duane, on 57 years of service to Guernsey-Muskingum. I always thought it was important for Guernsey to have the wisdom and the common sense of a farmer like you, and I think it helped the board and it helped me. About that farmer wisdom, one time I remember hearing you say, take care of the cattle and the cattle will take care of you. And I had cattle, but I wasn't raised on a farm, so I thought that advice from a professional farmer was really important, and I took it to mean do your chores first thing. Feed the cattle first before you worry about what you're going to do for breakfast. So that's what I did. And then when I hired on to here at Guernsey, Duane Parks was on the board, and I thought, boy, I'll bet that same thing holds true now. I'll bet Duane would tell me, take care of your job, and the job will take care of you. And so I thought probably what that meant for me is I better get my work done first before I worry about what I'm going to do for lunch. So thank you, Duane, for your common sense and your wisdom. Thanks for your service to Guernsey-Muskingum. Thanks for being a good neighbor and a good influence on my life. I pray the Lord would bless your time in retirement.
During those years, Duane worked with 21 different board members as board members came on the board and left. And together they hired 6 different general managers, 4 different attorneys, 3 different auditing firms, and too many contractors to count. Now those were just some of the duties that he did that I could put on paper numerically. But boards have a lot of other things that they do, and they have a full board meeting every day, every board meeting, which is once a month. Each board meeting brings different duties and actions that must be taken. Boards set policy, they settle differences among members, and they set rates and listen to reports and all kinds of things. But beside those normal month-to-month duties, they also have some legal duties. And one of those legal duties is the duty of care. Now that may sound strange, but for that duty, I would certainly give Duane an A+, because you know what? Duane cared for the members. He cared for the employees. He cared for service. He wanted all members to have good service. He cared for safety, always wanting to have policies in place that employees would go home from work, from a dangerous job, and go home safely. So Duane, I would certainly like to thank you for the way you carried out the duty of care to the total organization, Guernsey-Muskingum Electric. And last, Duane, I would like to tell you how much I enjoyed serving with you on the board, and I thank you for your service and your duty of care to the Guernsey-Muskingum Electric Cooperative.